Hello everybody, welcome to the presentation for protective device and maintenance of transformer. So basically we are trying to cover operation and maintenance of distribution transformer, prevention of failures and repairs. So first let's try to understand what a transformer is. So basically transformer is a static device which is used to transfer electric energy from one AC circuit to another. The input to a transformer, output from a transformer, both are alternating currents. Okay, so these are just the basics. Electrical energy is generated and transmitted at extremely high voltages or the required voltage levels. The voltage is then to be reduced to lower value for its domestic and industrial use. This is done by using a transformer. So efficiency is basically the output and input, and as we know that transformer efficiency condition for maximum efficiency is the when iron loss is equal to the copper loss. Transformers are most efficient machines. In lower capacity, it's around 95%, but for higher, it is 99%. So, and these are the transformers. An auto transformer, which we all know as a only one winding, single continuous winding, which is used for input and output voltage, used where transformation ratio differs a little than usual. So now coming to the classification of transformers. So as per phase, it is single phase, three phase. Okay. Then as per core, there are two types of the core and shell type. As per cooling system, it is self-cooled, air-cooled, oil-cooled. Okay, now let's come to the like I'm skipping voltage regulation. Then comes the type of transformers. That is the step-up transformer and step-down. Step-up transformer is where the number of primary turns are less as compared to the number of secondary windings. Step down, number of turns of primary windings are more compared to the number of turns in secondary winding. Now, according to the types of application, we have distribution transformer, power transformer, current transformer, potential transformer. Current and potential transformers are known as instrument transformers, which we all know because they are basically used for measuring the current. Then furnace transformer, booster transformer, rectifier transformer, locomotive transformer, mining transformer, phase shifting transformer, welding transformer, high voltage testing, FT, and grounding transformer converter. Now, the second part is what should be there for a nameplate of a transformer. So this is very important for those young engineers who are going to the site, seeing a transformer. So the first assignment they should do is to note down the nameplate details of a transformer. So what does it contain? So now transformer details, which mainly contains of what is the kVA rating, then voltage at no load, HV side, LV side, then the current rating, which is in amperes, then phases, then your temperature rise, type of cooling, whether it is a ONAN or different, that will come in the later slides. Then what is the frequency, then impedance voltage, what is the vector group. Okay, do you like this is for DYN11, then core and winding. What is the weight? What is the weight of the total weight of the transformer, volume of oil, then weight, year of manufacture. Then in the below is given the connection diagram, that is the vector group. So this vector group, which I shall just cover a little detail, not in detail because vector group is a very vast subject. So just understanding what is I'll just give a brief idea of what vector group is. So vector group, which we all studied in our engineering colleges, like in a generalized theory of machine, that is vector group. There are many vector groups, but the commonly vector groups which we are using is dyn11 and ydn11. So in this transformer it is given as dyn11. So what does it really mean, that we'll discuss later on. Now coming to the ideal transformer, there are no losses. Then the basic which we have studied, EMF equation of transformer, E1 that is 4.44 Fn15 and E2 is 4.44 Fn2. So N1 is the number of primary windings, N2 is the number of secondary windings, Fm that is the maximum flux in the core, which is in Weber's voltage ratio, that is given. K2 it is already given, so I'll just not repeat all those things. And now let's come to the components of a transformer. So in the transformer we have got the first is the windings, then the core, then the bushings, conservator, breather, buckles, relay, OLTC, oil level indicator, thermometers, various protective devices. Then we come to the active part of a transformer, what it does look like from inside, what it, because when we see a transformer outside we can only see the outer part, that is the body, then the external bushing, that is the HV bushing, then the LV bushing, only this part we can see from, but from inside we cannot see unless and until the whole part is open. That is only possible when it is seen is a manufacturing unit or it is sent for some repair, you see. So first part is the bigger size, that is the HV bushing, the smaller, that is already it is indicated in the diagram, LV side bushing. Then we have the lifting lugs, tap changer, then LV connection, then HV connection, then yoke clamp. This is the yoke clamp, and this is the core, then the windings, then the winding support. This is what transformer looks from inside. Then, yeah, that's then we'll come to the various types of coolings of a transformer. That is the first is the ONAN, that is known as air natural. So in this there is no fan part, means transformer is left on its own. And mostly the smaller size transformers, they are ONAN transformers. Then second comes is ONAF, that is the oil natural air force. So this is for little larger size transformers. Okay, so where we have normally fans mounted on it radiators. So here the oil is circulating, but the temperature of oil is controlled by the fans that are mounted on the radiators. Now oil forced OFAF, that is the oil forced and air force. So in this what we see that there already, the as we covered in the second part, that is the fans mounted on the radiators. Then we have also the oil pumps, the oil is being pumped inside the transformer and then it is circulated, so that is we have oil pumps in that. So we'll not cover that in very detail because that's quite a lengthy part of this presentation. And the fourth is oil forced water force. In this, we are using the oil, and instead of the fan mounted on the radiators, we have a water force system. So just to give a brief idea of this, and then the types of cooling as per rating, that is OFAF, that is doing the 100% of cooling, ONAF that is doing the 60%, and ONAN that is doing the 40%. Then just coming to the transformer efficiency, what is how it is calculated, it is given on a diagram. And then mainly coming to the main parts of a transformer. Okay, so the main parts are the main tank, then the radiators which you see in the side, then conservator, then the explosion vent. Explosion vent is for smaller size transformer, but for larger size it is the PRV. Then the lifting lugs, we have air release lug, oil level indicator, tap changer, then wheels, add SV and LV bushings, filter walls, oil filling plug, drain plug, cable box. Okay, this is what this transformer looks like. Now coming to the first part. Now this is in this it is showing, it is basically we are trying to show that terminal box, that is this on the LV side. It is a D, as I already covered in the earlier slide, that is the DYN11. So that is on the star side, that is the LV side is star and the HV side is delta. So HV side is delta where the 11 kV is coming, and from this the LV side, that is the 14 volt, that is the output, and we've got a neutral. So it is just shown that how the terminal looks like. And second part, it is now this is the HV side. This is the HV bushing it is showing. Okay, so after that, yeah, this is the radiator. This is what we are discussing. The radiators, these are basically, it's a small transformer. So it's a radiator. Then now we see the different part. Then there is the you can see the, because this is the uh, you can say the conservator. Then your conservator tank. Then a different your lifting like this, the explosion vent you are talking about. Okay, so now this is the figure of the tap changer. It is showing the different positions, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is a off circuit tap changer. That is when we want to change the voltage of the LV, we have to shut down the transformer, then change the tap position according to you may change it to lower or higher, that depends. And this is the HV bushing, this is the LV bushing. Now this figure shows the Buckles relay. Okay, so we'll later come in the protection part. And then these are basically the transformer protections which you see. So that is the your this which is arrow, it is showing the oil level indicator, which is the daily. We'll later in the slides we'll discuss about what are the things we are going to monitor. That is the oil level indicator. Then the Buckles relay which you have shown over here, it is also showing, that is in the middle. You can see a pipe connected with the trans. This is the topmost is the conservator, and this is the main tank. In between that, that is the Buckles is connected. Okay, it is also known as the gas detector relay. And then we have the this thing, OLTC, uh, online tap changer. Okay, operating gear supervision. There is a box connected. Then oil and winding thermometers. Then this is the cooling part, that is the control fans, control cooling, supervisory motor starters, and oil flow. Whatever the control box we are having, that is mounted in front. And there is in the top we have got the pressure release valve. So basically, and now we come to the important part, that is the transformer. What are the basically the transformer protections? That is the WTI alarm and trip, OTI alarm and trip, Buckles relay, is a gas detector relay. Whatever the main purpose of this Buckles relay is that whatever gas is accumulated, that is basically released. But in case we get frequently gases are accumulated, then we have got two floats in that. That is the top and the bottom. And then normally if the for that, so basically this is whatever gas is accumulated inside the transformer, then it normally tips. Then PRV, pressure release device, so which we discussed, there is a pressure release valve. So if the transformer get pressurized, then this operates. Then TC PRV trip, we have got separate for that. Then transformer differential protection, we have transformer restricted earth fall protection, transformer overload protection, overflux protection, backup overcurrent protection, backup earth fall protection, online dissolved gas. This is the online monitoring technique. Dissolved gas analysis is one of the online monitoring techniques. We got three or four techniques for that, but we'll just discuss the what is dissolved, because this is a very important aspect. Then we have the oil surge relay in the OLTC chamber, transform low oil flow indicator. Then firefighting system. Okay, so we have got the emulsifier with dealer valve, then hydrant, nitrogen injection, oil pit, then sand buckets. Okay, so what? This is just a picture, and this is a transform. So what are now? What are the really the parallel operations of a transformer? That is what are the requirements? So the voltage ratio should be same, per unit or percentage impedance should be same, the polarity should be same, phase sequence and zero relative phase displacement. Okay, so condition 3 and 4 are absolutely essential, must be satisfied to a closer degree or only a better degree load position. Okay, now we coming to distribution transformer, which is mainly used for a purpose like for the domestic maximum you get a distribution transformer, then 11 kV 33 is a standard voltage rating. Some kVA ratings for the distribution transformers, as you can see, standard like 25 63 100 kVA 160 200 250 350 400 500 630 750 1000 1200 1500 2000 2500. So they all follow the Indian standard, that is IS 2026, that is the IS for the power transformer. Okay, so now we have got what we are doing for the maintenance, that is transforming. It is the heart of the system, and hence preventive maintenance is to be followed and is always cost effective, time saving. Any failure to transformer can extremely affect the whole functioning of the organization. Maintenance of a transformer is very important. So what are the types of maintenance we are doing? So basically we daily what we can do, because transformer, as we know, that it's not possible always to get a shutdown. So the daily we can only do some precaution or precautionary measures, or all like what we can monitor for understanding the condition of a transformer. So daily basis maintenance and checking what we're doing, that is the three main things. We are basically seeing the reading of an MOG, magnetic oil gauge of the main tank and conservator tank, where it indicates the oil level, okay, of main tank, conservator tank. Then we seeing the color of the silica gel in the breather. Normally it's blue, but sometimes it turns like a light pink or so. So it is advised to be changed, the silica gel. Then if we have any leakage from any point of transformer, okay, in case of any unsatisfactory oil level in the MOG, oil is to be filled, and also transformer tank to be checked for oil leakage. If oil leakage is found, corrective action to be taken to plug the leakage. If silica gel is pinkish, it should be replaced. Okay, now coming to what are the checks to be done during monthly shutdown, or monthly if you take a monthly basis maintenance of run. Okay, so firstly the oil level in the oil cap. There is a oil cap just below the silica gel. Okay, so in that we have the oil, and in the oil cap under silica gel, that must be changed once in 1 month. It is, if it is found transformer oil inside oil and comes below specific level, oil to be toggled as per specified level. Breather holes in the silica gel breather should be also checked monthly and properly cleaned if required for proper breathing action. So that is the breather, that is its basic purpose is like that is doing the breathing. We are known that everyone requires like breathing normal for a human being also. So if you don't have a breather, then expansion and contraction of the oil is always done to the breather. Okay, so whatever oil, the main purpose of this breather is whatever air, atmospheric air is going, that is going through this breather inside the transformer tank. So whatever moisture it is, it gets accumulated in the breather, and by that is captured by the silica gel, and breathing hole should be checked. If transformer oil, if the transformer has oil filled bushing, the oil level that is in the bushing, there are different condenser type bushing, then oil level that is to be checked. Transformer oil level inside a bushing must be visually checked in the oil gauge attached to those bushing. Action also to be done monthly basis. Okay, now these are the mainly that corrective action is to be yearly. What we are doing, okay, yearly we are if annual shutdown is there for the transformer, what are the corrective actions to be done, or what are the jobs to be done? So we are checking the auto manual of the cooling system. That means the oil pumps, the air fans, the other items engaged in the cooling. As we discussed earlier, that we have got external cooling fans like for the ONAF system. So for that we have got on the radiator, it in mountain. It is just like sort of, you can say, the exhaust fan, and then that is to be checked. Then the control scheme along with the control circuit is to be checked in the interval of 1 year. In case of trouble in the circuit, that is just a preventive measure. All the bushing of the transformer to be cleaned by soft cotton cloths yearly. During cleaning, bushing should be checked for cracking. It should be a soft, because it should not be so that we maintain so that no portion of the cloth remains on the bushing. Bushing should be cleaned, and during cleaning of bushing, we should also check that there's no crack also. Okay, so inspection of bushing is to be done along when the cleaning is done. Oil condition of OLTC to be examined every year. For that, oil sample is to be taken from drain valve of the diverter tank. There's a diverter tank. There's a complete see the oil. We are maintaining different tank for the OLTC and different tank uh, for the transformer. This is done because OLTC has number of operations, so the oil gets contaminated. So for that we have got a separate tank for that, and so that it does not mix with the main tank. So both the mechanisms are different. We are having for the main tank, we are having a uh, different tank, different conservator like this. So for that, and there's a complete system. There's a diverter switch and the tap mechanism system. So so we are coming back to the point. The oil sample is to be tested for the dielectric strength and BDP. Moisture content ppm is to be done. If the BDP is low and the ppm from the moisture is found high compared to recommended values, the oil inside OLTC is to be replaced or filtered. Okay, so according to that, later we'll just explain in brief that how the oil BDV is done and how what is to be done. Okay, so I just describe in just very little. It's basically the oil BDV is done like you take the oil in a this thing in a sample oil BDV kit. In that we have a glass sort of container, and its quantity is around 500 ml of oil is to be poured inside that, and there are two electrodes inside. Because I'm not covering that part in detail, because to explain that it needs more time, so we are running shortage of time. So if I cover the testing part of that, testing part of means transformer test, then I'll later try to cover that how it is done. So